Welcome to Eventide theory. A sanctuary for the curious mind. And a harbor for the tired thought. This is where we explore the gentle mechanics of sleep, the hidden rhythms of the brain, and the quiet systems that sustain you. We wander through calm landscapes of science, through the architecture of night, and the deep time of stars. There is nothing to solve here, nothing to hold on to. Simply allow your breath to find its own depth. Let your awareness soften at the edges. You are welcome here. And tonight, we turn our attention outward, far beyond the noise of the day, and gently upward, into the slow, ancient presence of the Milky Way. Not as a spectacle, not as a list to memorize, but as something steady, something vast enough to quiet the mind. The Milky Way is not rushing anywhere. It has been here for billions of years, turning slowly, holding together through gravity and time. And as you listen, there is no need to keep count, no need to remember each detail. You can let the facts arrive, rest for a moment, and then drift on. Think of them as soft points of light, appearing one by one, never demanding attention, never asking effort. The Milky Way is a galaxy, a wide, flattened spiral of stars, gas, and dust, stretching roughly 100,000 light-years across. A light-year is not a measure of time, but of distance. It is how far light travels in a single year, moving at nearly 300,000 kilometers per second. Even at that incredible speed, light takes 100,000 years to cross our galaxy from one side to the other. And our solar system, this small, familiar home, rests quietly within one of the Milky Way's spiral arms, far from the center, moving calmly along with billions of other stars. You may notice, as we speak about such large distances, that everyday worries feel smaller, less urgent, less defined. That is not something you need to force. It happens naturally. The Milky Way contains somewhere between 100 billion and 400 billion stars, each one with its own history, its own slow nuclear rhythm, burning steadily in the dark. Many of those stars likely host planets, some rocky, some gaseous, some frozen and quiet, some still forming. But there is no need to imagine them clearly. A suggestion is enough. Our galaxy is estimated to be over 13 billion years old, nearly as old as the universe itself. It formed from clouds of gas and dust, slowly collapsing under gravity, flattening, spinning, settling into the calm spiral we observe today. And it continues to change. Very slowly. So slowly that no human lifetime can sense it directly. The Milky Way completes one full rotation, roughly every 250 million years. That means, since the earliest dinosaurs walked the Earth, our solar system has not yet completed even a single full orbit around the galaxy. You might let that thought pass gently through you, without analysis, without conclusion. There is no need to hurry. In the sections that follow, we will move through the Milky Way one idea at a time. Not as a countdown, not as a challenge, just a quiet procession of truths, soft enough to rest beside, steady enough to return to. And as each fact settles, it can remain. Or drift away. Both are perfectly fine. The Milky Way is not a quiet, frozen structure. It is alive with motion, change, and long, patient cycles. Every star you see is moving. Not rushing. Not colliding. Just drifting along immense paths shaped by gravity. Our galaxy rotates slowly, like a calm spiral in deep water. One full rotation takes about 220 million years. That means the last time our solar system was in this exact position, dinosaurs were still walking on Earth. Stars closer to the center move faster. Stars farther out move more gently. The entire galaxy breathes in motion, without friction, without sound. The Milky Way contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of them are older than our Sun. Some are nearing the end of their lives. Others are only just beginning to glow. New stars are born quietly inside clouds of gas and dust. These regions are cold, dark, and dense. Gravity slowly pulls material together. Over millions of years, pressure builds. Heat rises. And a new star begins to shine. At the same time, older stars release material back into space. Through gentle winds or distant explosions, they return elements to the galaxy. Carbon. Oxygen. Iron. The ingredients for planets, oceans, and life. In this way, the Milky Way recycles itself. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is hurried. Most of the galaxy is empty space. Stars are separated by vast distances. Even in crowded regions, collisions are extremely rare. The galaxy feels full only because of scale, not closeness. Our solar system travels through one of the quieter regions. A calm neighborhood, far from violent stellar activity. This stability has allowed life on Earth to develop slowly, without interruption. The Milky Way also contains invisible matter. Dark matter surrounds and shapes the galaxy. We cannot see it directly. But we can feel its influence through gravity. Without dark matter, the galaxy would not hold together. Stars would drift away. The spiral would unravel. Instead, everything remains gently bound. Held in place by forces that work silently, continuously. As these facts settle in, they don't demand attention. They simply exist. Like distant stars behind closed eyes. And slowly, the galaxy continues its patient turning. As we move deeper into the Milky Way, it helps to picture its shape. Not as something sharp or dramatic, but as something broad, slow, and quietly balanced. The Milky Way is a spiral galaxy. With long, graceful arms that curve outward. Like soft ribbons turning through space. These arms are not solid structures. They are regions where stars, gas, and dust gently gather. Slowly orbiting the center together. Our galaxy has 4 main spiral arms. And several smaller offshoots. Each arm contains billions of stars. Yet the space between them is vast. Calm. And mostly empty. The Milky Way is about 100,000 light-years across. That distance is so large. That even light, the fastest thing we know, takes 100,000 years. To cross it from edge to edge. At the center of the galaxy lies a dense, glowing core. It appears brighter and thicker. Because stars are packed more closely there. Moving in slow, overlapping paths. Hidden within that central region. is a supermassive black hole, called Sagittarius A star. It is about 4 million times the mass of our Sun. Despite its name, this black hole is not actively consuming everything around it. It rests quietly, influencing nearby stars through gravity alone. Like a deep, invisible anchor. The stars of the Milky Way do not spin like a solid wheel. Instead, each star follows its own gentle orbit, moving at a pace set by gravity and distance. Our solar system, with Earth quietly circling the Sun, travels around the galactic center at about 230 kilometers per second. Even at that speed, one full orbit takes roughly 230 million years. This slow journey is sometimes called a galactic year. The Earth has completed only about 20 of them since it first formed. As the galaxy rotates, spiral arms slowly drift, forming and dissolving over immense spans of time. They are patterns of motion, not permanent structures. Stars are born within these arms, inside clouds of cold gas and dust. Over time, they drift away, carried gently by the galaxy's motion. The Milky Way also has a thin disk, where most stars reside, and a thicker halo surrounding it, filled with older stars and mysterious dark matter. This dark matter cannot be seen directly, but its presence is felt. It helps hold the galaxy together, preventing it from drifting apart. Without dark matter, the Milky Way would not spin as it does. It would slowly unravel. Above and below the galactic disk, the halo extends outward like a quiet sphere, stretching far beyond the visible stars. Some stars in the halo move in elongated, looping paths, passing through the galaxy, like slow travelers who never quite settle. All of this motion happens without sound, without friction, without urgency. The galaxy does not rush. It does not adjust itself for observers. It simply continues, steady and patient. And as you listen, you may notice how these immense movements feel strangely calming. Because nothing here demands attention. Nothing accelerates. Nothing interrupts. Everything moves. Because it always has. And that quiet continuity can feel surprisingly comforting. Especially when the mind begins to slow. As this section drifts onward, there is no need to remember each detail. The shapes and motions can soften into impressions, into gentle awareness. The galaxy holds its form, whether we focus on it or not. And you can rest, knowing that even now, far beyond the reach of thought, the Milky Way continues its slow, graceful turning. As your breathing remains slow and easy, it can feel natural to picture the Milky Way not as something distant, but as something gently surrounding you. The Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, with softly curving arms that wind outward from a calm central core. Those arms are not sharp or rigid. They are loose, flowing structures, made of stars, dust, gas, and long stretches of quiet darkness. One gentle fact to rest with is that our galaxy spans roughly 100,000 light-years from edge to edge. That distance is so large that light itself needs 100,000 years to travel from one side of the Milky Way to the other. And yet, from within, it feels peaceful and contained. Our solar system sits inside one of these spiral arms, called the Orion Arm, sometimes also known as the Orion Spur. It is a smaller arm, not too crowded, not too quiet, a gentle neighborhood of stars. Another calming truth is that the Milky Way contains between 100 and 400 billion stars. The exact number remains unknown. Not because we are careless, but because counting stars inside a galaxy is like counting grains of sand while standing inside the beach itself. Most of these stars are smaller than our Sun. Many are cooler, dimmer, and longer lived. Some may shine quietly for trillions of years, long after brighter stars have faded. The center of the Milky Way holds a supermassive black hole, called Sagittarius A star. Despite its dramatic name, it is not violent or chaotic. It rests at the center, holding stars in slow orbits, much like the calm weight at the center of a turning wheel. This black hole is about 4 million times the mass of our Sun. Yet it remains remarkably quiet. There are no constant explosions, no dramatic flares, just steady gravity, doing its patient work. Our entire galaxy is in motion. The Milky Way rotates slowly, with stars orbiting the center, in a graceful, flattened disk. Our solar system completes one full orbit around the galaxy, roughly every 225 million years. That journey is called a galactic year. It means that since Earth formed, the Sun has circled the Milky Way only about 20 times. A slow rhythm, measured not in days or seasons, but in deep cosmic time. As the galaxy turns, stars gently drift relative to one another. No sudden collisions. No crowded chaos. The space between stars is vast, mostly empty, and deeply quiet. Even in the densest regions, stars are separated by trillions of kilometers. There is room. There is distance. There is ease. You may notice how comforting that idea feels. That even in a galaxy filled with hundreds of billions of stars, there is still more space than matter, more silence than noise. And as this thought settles, it does not need to stay sharp or detailed. It can soften, becoming part of the background, like distant starlight behind closed eyes. The Milky Way continues its slow turning, whether we watch or not. And in that steady motion, there is nothing demanding your attention. Only a quiet reminder that vast systems can move gently, patiently, and without effort. As the night continues, the Milky Way becomes something quieter and closer. Not just a distant structure of stars, but a place we already belong to. Fact 61. Every atom in your body was formed inside stars that once lived in the Milky Way. The carbon in your cells, the oxygen you breathe, the calcium in your bones, all come from stellar processes that unfolded long before Earth existed. Fact 62. The Sun is a relatively ordinary star, located about halfway between the center of the galaxy and its outer edge. It does not sit in a special position. And that quiet normality is part of why life here can exist calmly. Fact 63. Our solar system completes one orbit around the Milky Way roughly every 225 to 250 million years. This slow journey is sometimes called a galactic year. Life on Earth has existed for only a small fraction of one such orbit. Fact 64. As the Sun travels, it gently oscillates above and below the galactic plane, moving through denser and thinner regions of stars and gas, like a slow wave through a vast ocean. Fact 65. The Milky Way's spiral arms are not fixed structures. They are regions of higher density, where stars and gas briefly gather as they orbit, then drift onward. Fact 66. The Sun is currently located in a smaller spiral feature called the Orion Arm, sometimes called the Orion Spur. It is a relatively calm region, with fewer massive stars than the galaxy's main arms. Fact 67. This quieter neighborhood reduces exposure to intense radiation and supernova events, which may have helped life remain stable over long periods of time. Fact 68. Most stars in the Milky Way are smaller and cooler than the Sun. Red dwarf stars are especially common, quietly burning for trillions of years. Fact 69. Some of these stars may host planets with long-lasting environments, where change happens very slowly, over unimaginable spans of time. Fact 70. From Earth, the Milky Way appears as a soft band of light across the sky, because we are viewing the galaxy from inside its disk, looking through layers of distant stars. Fact 71. The dark patches within the Milky Way's glow are not empty space. They are clouds of dust and gas, thick enough to block starlight behind them. Fact 72. These same dark clouds are also the places where new stars quietly form, hidden from view, slowly gathering mass. Fact 73. The Milky Way contains regions where star formation has nearly stopped, and others where it continues steadily, without urgency. Fact 74. Our galaxy is surrounded by a vast halo of dark matter, extending far beyond its visible stars. This unseen structure helps hold the galaxy together. Fact 75. Without dark matter, the Milky Way would likely have drifted apart long ago, its stars slowly escaping into intergalactic space. Fact 76. Globular clusters orbit the Milky Way like ancient companions, some nearly as old as the universe itself. They contain hundreds of thousands of stars packed closely together. Fact 77. These clusters move in long, looping paths, taking millions of years to complete a single orbit around the galaxy. Fact 78. The Milky Way is slowly consuming smaller satellite galaxies, drawing them in over billions of years, their stars becoming part of the larger whole. Fact 79. Some of the stars you see tonight may have originated in other galaxies entirely, absorbed long before Earth existed. Fact 80. Even with all this motion, the Milky Way feels calm and stable on human timescales, its changes unfolding far beyond the span of a lifetime. And as these thoughts settle, the idea of place becomes softer. You are not standing beneath the galaxy. You are moving with it, carried gently along its vast, silent rotation. There is no need to understand it all at once. No need to hold every fact in your mind. The galaxy continues its work, whether observed or not. As you rest with these thoughts, it can be comforting to remember that nothing in the Milky Way is truly still. Every star is moving, slowly, steadily, tracing vast paths through space that take millions of years to complete. Our galaxy rotates. Not quickly. Not dramatically. But with a patient, graceful motion that carries everything along with it. The sun. And all the planets. And every quiet moment you have ever known. Are traveling together around a galactic center. One full orbit takes about 230 million years. That means the last time the sun was in this same position, dinosaurs were walking on Earth. Since then, the galaxy has continued its slow turning. Uninterrupted. Unaware. This motion is sometimes called a galactic year. And we are only a small way through our current one. Yet despite this constant movement, life on Earth feels still. Because the motion is smooth, predictable, and gentle. There are no sharp turns in the Milky Way. No sudden jolts. Everything follows gravity's quiet guidance. Even the stars nearest to us are incredibly far away. The closest star system beyond the Sun is more than 4 light-years distant. That distance is so vast that even light, moving faster than anything else in the universe, takes years to cross it. And still, in the scale of the galaxy, that is considered close. Most stars are separated by immense emptiness. Not emptiness as absence, but as spacious calm. This spacing is one reason galaxies remain stable. Stars rarely collide. Their paths are carefully balanced. Each one held in place by the combined gravity of billions of others. The Milky Way is less like a crowded city, and more like a quiet countryside, where each light is far from the next, yet part of the same landscape. From Earth, we sit in one of the galaxy's spiral arms, far from the energetic center. This is a safe place. Near the core, radiation is stronger. Stars are packed closer together. And conditions are more intense. Out here, life has room to breathe. Our position is not special in importance, but it is special in balance. And balance, as you may notice, is a recurring theme of the universe. Too much energy, and structures break apart. Too little, and nothing forms at all. The Milky Way exists in a narrow, gentle range where complexity is allowed to unfold slowly. Stars are born, shine quietly for billions of years, and then fade. New stars emerge from the remnants of old ones. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is rushed. Even time itself feels different on this scale. Human lives pass quickly. Civilizations rise and fall. But the galaxy remains, unchanged in its broad shape, continuing its rotation without concern. There is comfort in knowing that such steadiness exists. That while thoughts come and go, and days blur together, there is something vast and patient carrying us all. You do not need to understand it all. You do not need to hold the numbers in your mind. It is enough to sense the rhythm, the slow turning, the quiet continuity. And as this sense settles in, it can soften further. Like starlight diffusing through space. Like motion that does not demand attention. The Milky Way keeps moving. And you are allowed to rest within it. As the night deepens, it can feel comforting to remember that the Milky Way is not still. It is not a frozen image. Not a painted band of light stretched across the sky. The Milky Way is alive with motion. Quiet, steady motion. unfolding over timescales far longer than a human life. Our galaxy is slowly rotating. Every star, every cloud of gas, every distant system is moving in a wide, graceful orbit around the galactic center. The Sun, along with Earth, travels through this immense spiral at roughly 230 kilometers per second. And yet, because everything around us is moving together, the motion feels gentle, almost still. One full orbit around the Milky Way takes about 225 to 250 million years. This long journey is sometimes called a galactic year. Since the Earth formed, the Sun has completed only about 20 of these vast orbits. As we move through the galaxy, we pass through regions of varying density. Some areas are rich with gas and dust, where new stars are born. Other regions are quieter, filled with older stars, slowly cooling over time. These gentle passages may have influenced the history of life on Earth, shaping climate patterns, and subtly affecting long-term evolution. The Milky Way is threaded with vast clouds of interstellar gas. These clouds are cold, dark, and immense. Within them, gravity slowly gathers material together, compressing it over millions of years, until new stars ignite. Star formation is not dramatic or sudden. It is slow, patient, and deeply quiet. Even the most brilliant stars begin their lives in darkness. Scattered throughout the galaxy are ancient star clusters, groups of stars that formed together billions of years ago, and still travel as families. Some of these clusters are nearly as old as the Milky Way itself, holding memories of the galaxy's earliest days. The Milky Way also carries scars of its past. Streams of stars stretch across the sky, remnants of smaller galaxies that were gently absorbed long ago. Rather than violent collisions, these mergers unfolded slowly, over hundreds of millions of years, blending stars into new patterns. Even now, the Milky Way continues to grow, drawing in faint dwarf galaxies that drift too close. All of this motion, all of this change, happens quietly, without urgency. The galaxy does not rush. It unfolds at a pace that invites stillness. And as you rest beneath this moving sky, you may notice how calming it feels to be part of something so vast, so patient, and so enduring. There is no need to follow every detail. The understanding can soften, drifting gently like starlight through dust. The Milky Way continues its slow rotation. And you, here on Earth, are carried along effortlessly. As we come toward the end of these gentle facts, the Milky Way doesn't suddenly reveal anything new. Instead, it begins to feel quieter. Fact 96. The Milky Way has existed long before Earth formed. And it will continue long after our Sun has faded. This galaxy does not rush. It does not react. It simply continues. Fact 97. Most of the Milky Way is empty space. Vast distances where nothing collides. Nothing presses in. And silence is the natural state. This emptiness is not absence. It is room to drift. Fact 98. Every atom in your body was once part of ancient stars. Formed slowly, gently. over unimaginable time. Nothing about you is out of place here. Fact 99. From within the Milky Way, there is no edge to see, no boundary to reach. Only gradual transitions from light to dark. Just like the night. And fact 100. The Milky Way does not ask anything of you. It does not require understanding. It does not require attention. It simply exists. Holding everything quietly. Including you. And as this understanding settles in, it no longer needs to stay fully formed. It can soften into the background. Like a distant thought. Like a slow wave. There is no need to hurry. The night is doing its work. Thank you for spending this quiet time here. If these gentle explorations bring you comfort, you're always welcome to return. Until then, rest easily. And let the night carry you.